in the heart of the German Rhineland and an unlikely footballing hotbed. The town, with a population of 160,000, has grown largely with the development of the Bayern chemical plant. In 1904, shortly after the launch of the aspirin, the company founded a sports club. The football section came 3 years later, but didn't initially enjoy the same success as the famous headache pill. After years in the wilderness, the side won promotion to the top flight in 1979, and it's been there ever since. Their first taste of real success came under the guidance of Erich Riebeck, currently the coach of the German national side. Riebeck took the reins in 1985, and soon the club were regulars in Europe. At the height of their success, they overcame the odds to lift the UEFA Cup in 1988. After losing the first legs 3-0 to Spanish club Espanyol, Leverkusen staged a marvellous comeback to force extra time and win the cup on penalties. The man credited with their current good run is Christoph Daum. Appointed in 1996, Daum has transformed the side into the German success story of the late 90s. With just 2 defeats all season, Leverkusen currently sits second in the Bundesliga, only goal difference separating them from the leaders Bayern Munich. They've been hot on the heels of their more widely known rivals for most of the season, and although top spot has eluded Bayern since September, they did take the early advantage with a 2-0 win when the sides met at the Bay Arena. Then at the beginning of February, in a match billed as the early title decider, an impressive Leverkusen 11-game unbeaten run came to an abrupt halt in Munich. 4-1 the final score. Bayern clearly not ready to give up their title without a fight. But Leverkusen immediately bounced back, beating Stuttgart 3 days later to prove they will not be intimidated by the big boys from Bavaria.
I accept the situation from Bayern Munich, but we want to create a different story with young players, with ambitious players. We have to practice very hard. We have to be very strong as a team, and then maybe we will have a chance to get the championship.
Whilst Daum knows that the key to the future is nurturing youth, the side's talisman is a 34-year-old veteran. The German international Ulf Kirsten has been at Bayer Leverkusen for 10 years. He's seen the changes at the club firsthand and is only too aware of the potential of this current side.
It's our strongest team for years, and we're sitting in a great league position. If we don't get any injuries, then we are going to be champions. Bayern, being in a bigger town, are better placed, but we have as good a team as we've ever had.
Kirsten has 3 times been the Bundesliga's top scorer. He's leading the way again this term, and despite his age, he's still impressing his coach.
He's a goal-getter with a goal guarantee inside. You cannot find a player with goal guarantee inside, but that's a player the last 10 years. He's the most impressive top scorer of German Bundesliga, and that is something that makes him so fantastic.
The team also has an important Brazilian connection with the international pairing of Emerson and Gilberto. Emerson joined the club in '97 from Grêmio Porto Alegre. Gilberto came a year later, and both are more than happy with the move.
The club and its players have had contacts with Brazil for many, many years. And although the first division in Brazil is very strong, there are better clubs and more opportunities here in Germany.
The blend of South American flair with the German work ethic and discipline is reaping rewards on the field. But Daum has very clear ideas about what he expects from the side if they are to win the Bundesliga.
It's very important to play very flexible, to have players who are intelligent and strong. You need speedy players, speedy in the way of movement and in the way of thinking. I think that is the secret of success.
Leverkusen faced a tough test in their latest match against an 1860 Munich side chasing a European place themselves. but it was Christoph Daum's team who took the lead against the run of play. The German international Paulo Rink scoring the opener at the second attempt. Gilberto and Rink were involved in Leverkusen's second, the irrepressible Kirsten getting his 14th of the season. '60 gave themselves a chance of a point when Markus Schroth unleashed a missile to reduce the deficit. But Leverkusen hung on for another important win away from home. So, is this at last their season? Bayern Munich started the day leading Leverkusen on goal difference. Ottmar Hitzfeldt's team were made to work hard as the champions visited Wolfsburg. Carsten Janker gave Bayern the lead with a poacher's finish at the near post. But a goal on the hour prevented Bayern from taking all 3 points. Andrzej Jaskowiak with a brilliant finish to equalise. The champions finished this game with only 10 men. Giovanni Elber tussling with defender Holger Balvants. And the Brazilian, to his disbelief, shown the red card. A bad day all round for Bayern. The title race swinging Leverkusen's way. Among the spectators at the Munich derby, Franz Beckenbauer. The Kaiser recently made some controversial statements about the quality of German football, but he witnessed a classic as 1860 pulled off a result which may have far-reaching consequences. Germany's top scorer Max Martin with his 16th of the season to give 1860 the lead. On the half hour it was all square. Mehmet Scholl with a sublime free kick, much to the delight of Ottmar Hitzfeldt and the home crowd. But the champion's crown slipped just before the break. 1860 exposing some complacent Bayern defending, breaking down the left, and Jens Jeremies finishing the move by turning the ball into his own net. 2-1 it finished. Bayern now with it all to do if they are to retain their title. Level on points at the top of the table before their match with Bielefeld, it was imperative for Christoph Daum Bayer Leverkusen to hold their nerve. And they did it in style. Midfielder Stefan Beinlich opened the account just 11 minutes in. Beinlich's left foot was instrumental in the second as well. Ulf Kirsten heading his 15th of the season from a similar Beinlich set piece. It was 3 before half-time. Michael Ballack rising above the Bielefeld defence to nod home a perfectly flighted cross. And there was no let-up after the break, and when Kirsten went down in the box, it was game over. German international Paulo Rink making it 4 from the spot. With 25 minutes left, Bielefeld were given some hope. Jens Novotny felled Silvio Meissner. In the area, the referee saw the push, and Meissner got up to get the visitors consolation. Bayern, though, now 3 points clear and well on course for that first ever.
Munich's keeper Oliver Kahn, excused from Germany's midweek international, was soon picking the ball out of his own net as the Bavarians wobbled early on at home to Hansa Rostock. Victor Ogali stunning the Olympic Stadium. Bayern hit back just after the break. Paulo Sergio firing home as Rostock defenders simply looked on. A beautifully lofted long pass from Michael Tarnat gave Giovanni Elber the chance to rocket home Bayern's second goal. And by the time that Michael Wiesinger was brought down in the area for a penalty, the points were safely in the bag. A questionable penalty decision, and Paulo Sergio nearly making a mess of the spot kick. But 3-1 and game over. 8 minutes from time, Mehmet Scholl wrapped it up. The 5th time this year that Bayern have won a match by 4 goals to 1. It's definitely going to the wire. Under fire German national coach Erich Ribbeck looked on as leaders Leverkusen travelled north to third-placed Hamburg. With only 3 points dividing the top two, the pressure was on Leverkusen to get a result. Zé Roberto calming the visitors' nerves with a beautifully struck early opening goal. And with half an hour on the clock, Leverkusen were really in the driving seat. A suspicion of offside about Jens Novotny's goal, but 2-0 it finished. Christoph Daum sensing championship glory.